How to create events with Wix. Hey everyone, welcome. I hope you're all doing great. In this video, I will show you step by step how to start using Wix to create events and have tickets and all sorts of things that you could use for, running events and so on. It could be online, it could be in person, where you would want to specify a specific location. Um, and all of those things are going to be available with this tutorial. So let's just go ahead and jump into it and talk about how you actually can do it. So what you would want to do is just go ahead to your Wix website, open up the editor, where it's going to obviously take us to the Wix website editor. Um, Now, this is going to be especially great if you have some sort of services and so on. It's just going to really work well if you have an event that you want to organize, invite people in. You can make it paid or free. Those options are all going to be available, and I will show you exactly how to go about them. So once your Wix website opens up, should give it a sec. Ignore how it actually looks like. This is just a website that I use for tutorials. But what you want to actually do is go to the apps section, because Wix itself, I don't think you really can actually create events from Wix itself. We will need to be using third-party applications. So you would want to go to the left panel here until you find Add Apps. Click on that, and then from here, the app, by the way, is actually by Wix, so that's reassuring. So we can just go ahead and type in events. And we can see this one right here, Wix events and tickets. If you just click on that, you can view more about it. It's just going to show you exactly the type of app it is, and this is the one that you are looking for by Wix, Wix events and tickets. Go ahead and add to site. It's just going to take a little bit of time, and it's just going to actually go ahead and add the events section to your website. But you would want to obviously make space for it and move it around a little bit. Just give it a little bit of time. It shouldn't really take too long, but I'm just going to pause just in case. Okay, great. So it didn't really take any longer than as soon as I paused, it just worked. And what it did basically is just created a whole page for events, which is actually great. It just did the work for you. It did include it within the actual menu item here. And also we have this section here, which is the most important section out of it, which is going to be the actual event section. Now, obviously, those are just placeholders. They're not real, and we can just go ahead and click on Manage Events to actually create our very own events. So click on Manage Event. It's going to take us to the actual settings page of Wix, where we can just get started on creating our events. So now to create any event, you would want to go to this events section, and you can find the published events that you have, drafts, categories, and stuff. But what you want to create is, or click on, is add event on the top right to create your event. And now we have these settings for them. So the first thing is that we could choose the event type. So whether it's going to be a ticketed event or RSVP event, which is going to be for private parties, weddings, so on. So if you want to make it a private party sort of event, you would want to check this one. But if it's, your usual classes, conferences, and so on, it's going to be a ticketed event. So most of the time, it's actually going to be tickets. But if it's a private party that you know everyone from, you can just make it an RSVP event. So I'm just going to stick with the ticketed one. And now we can just go ahead and scroll down a little bit. Now you'd want to give it a name. Now this is going to influence it greatly. People are going to see the name, so make sure that it is going to represent exactly what you're going to be having for this event. I'm just going to go ahead and type in test events. And then here is going to be the teaser. So just, more like a description. So yeah, type in exactly what you have in plan for the event. Just give them the teaser that you would like. So again, I'm just going to type in test just so we can see it when we actually are done with it. And then you would want to add an event image. I highly recommend that you do, otherwise it's not going to look good within your website. is going to look a little weird. So make sure you add an image for it. So I'm just going to do so. Click on the plus icon. It's going to obviously open up our images. I'm going to add this orange one for the time being, but you know, add a proper image for it. And now if you want to add to a category, you can simply do so, and you can just create categories if you want to add it to them. But for the time being, I'm not really interested in that, so I'm just going to click on cancel. So yeah, we can just scroll down now. So let's set up the date and time for it. So we can either make it a single time event or one time event. So, you know, we can just set up the start date, start time, end date, and end time, and that's it. Or we can make it a reoccurring event. So we can make it, for example, once a week type of thing. It's completely plausible to do so. Or we can just make it to be decided if you don't have any plans yet. So single event, if you want to do that, we can just go ahead and set up the start date. We can just go ahead and make it, for example, August 3rd, and we can make the start time 7 p.m. Here is going to be the same day. I don't know, maybe 12 a.m. or something. So yeah, you just go ahead and set up the times accordingly, if that's what you want. And I'm just going to put anything here. So yeah, we have the time right, and we have the time zone. Now this is going to be obviously depending on where you are in the world. Just set up the proper time zone. And then the display here, we display options, show event and end time. End time, obviously you would want to keep this on. Do not turn it off. And then if you want to show the time zone also, you can also do so. So location, now we have the ability to choose the type of location, whether it's going to be online or physical location. If it's online, you would want to go ahead and type in like where you're going to be meeting, whether it's going to be Google Meet or whatever it may be. But if it's physical location, you would want to actually add the location. So I'm just going to add a random location here, whatever really comes up. Dubai, sure. And then we can just go ahead and talk about the event a little bit more if you would like. This is completely optional, so if you want to add more stuff, maybe you would want them to bring a specific thing with them. Who knows? Just type in whatever you want to have as extras. And once we're happy with this, we can just click on create draft. We're not done yet. We want to set up the settings, or not settings, the tickets and everything. So just go ahead and click on create draft. And once this is done, we can actually go ahead and set up the tickets for it. So we can just click on tickets and seatings. And in here, we can actually go ahead and create tickets. So we would want to give it a name. So this is a paid ticket, regular. Let's say you have VIPs and stuff, you can just name them accordingly. You know, description is going to be for regular visitors. I really have no idea what I'm trying to say here, but yeah, you get the idea. Just give the ticket a name so people know exactly what they're going to be paying for. And then the pricing method is going to be either a fixed price, so just a simple price, price options. So if you can just go ahead and actually, if you want to have VIPs and different type levels of tickets, you can, instead of creating multiple tickets, you can just create one ticket, which I'm going to actually do right now. So one ticket, I'm just going to remove the description and give it multiple price points. So we have fixed price, price options, pay what you want, which is going to give the buyer the option to pay exactly the amount they want, or you can just make it for free. Let's just go for the second one for the time being. And let's set up the ticket price. So currency is going to be the currency of the country that you're residing in. And price options, let's just go for the actual price options now. If it's a fixed price, you have one price. But if it's price options, you can create multiple. So we can just do regular. And then we would want to give it a cost, so we can just go for let's say 50, and then add the price option, which is going to be VIP or something, and you would want to make it, you know, different. Okay, so once we are happy with this, we can just go down a little bit where we can just set up the ticket quantity. So whether it's going to be unlimited number of tickets or limited number of tickets. Let's say we have room for only 200 people. So we don't really want more than just 200 people. So you can only just make it a limited number, or we can just make it unlimited if you want. And then if you want the ticket fee to be either passed on to the actual buyer, so if a buyer is going to be buying the ticket, they also have to pay for the fee, or you can just absorb the fee, which is going to be deducted from the ticket price. So I'm just going to leave it as this option, but it's completely up to you basically. And this is the ticket policy. If you want to just show them that and all of those things, and once you're happy with this, just click on create tickets, and your ticket was created successfully. Now the only thing left for you to do is really just go to settings, and you would want to set up your payment methods, if I can just find that. So you would want to publish it, but just make sure you set up your connection or set up your payment method from within getting paid here, and just set it up accordingly. And I believe, because they did show me a pop-up here that says upgrade to start selling your tickets, so I believe that you actually are required to upgrade to use this, or at least the paid, to actually have paid tickets and so on. I'm not sure. I'm not completely sure, because I just saw the pop-up and it just went away real quick. But I'm just going to go ahead and click on publish regardless. And now that it is actually published, you can actually now see it from your Wix website. If you just go back, restart, or reload the page, we can actually see the page and how it's going to look like. Yep, we can see now we have our event, test event. It shows the date, it shows the location, and we can just start buying tickets. And the obvious image, which is the orange image that I have just used. So yeah, this is pretty much how to set up events in Wix.com. I hope that you found this video to be helpful, and thanks for watching.